Two of the names that the Chicago Bears had on the list for running back potentially have already come off the board, y'all. Is there anybody else? Let's talk about it. Keep it locked. Welcome back, everybody, to another all-new edition of CHI Go Bears. As always, it's your boy John J, and with me once again is my dog, D Snow from the Go. What's going on, cuzzo?
Man, it's hot out there, baby. Summertime, OTAs. Hey, people starting to come together. The teams are coming together. It's an exciting time, when it comes to off season, when it comes to football. So I'm just excited to see what's going on, see what we got coming together, and just watching the camaraderie, man. But what's going on with you, bro?
Man, I can't call it, man. It's all good. Just a lot of sports news to get into between the finals that's going down and the
Yeah,
Bears that's staying in everybody's minds right now in this off season. If you're a sports fan, this is time to get giddy. No
yeah,
pun
yeah.
intended. If you're a Bulls fan. But man, real quick, D Snow, what I wanted to talk about today, man, is this running back situation, man.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all haven't heard, and before I get into that, first things first, ladies and gentlemen, do your boys a favor. Do us a solid, help your boys out. Get down there and drop a like. Share this thing and subscribe if you haven't already, because we is busy over here. This is the place to be. If you a Bears fan, you're a Chicagoan, or got some love for Chicago, got love for the Bears, whatever the situation, you just want to have a good time and kick it with some cool dudes.
Yes, sir.
Drop a like
You hear me?
and hit that bell so you don't miss out on a single
Oh, for
drop.
sure, for sure.
But yeah, D Snow, um, one of the guys we've been talking about a lot. This happened with Ashton Genty. The guy we talk about the most is the guy that we don't get.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Nick Chubb. We've
Yeah,
been talking a lot about Nick Chubb
yeah,
this
yeah.
offseason, D Snow. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, the man signed a 1 year, $2.5 million deal, $2.5 million deal with the Houston Texans with incentives that could push it up to $5 million. And
Yeah.
that's about around the range that I was willing to pay for him, D Snow.
Yeah.
But hey, we're gonna look at the Bears running back room currently, and let's analyze whether or not one, we do definitely need a running back. Two, if we do, who's out there? And we're gonna take it from there. But
Yeah. Yeah.
D Snow, so let's just quick look at the running back room as it currently stands. We got DeAndre Swift, who's currently that lead back, Um, big cap hit, although I don't see anything happening with his cap number this year.
Hmm.
You're gonna
Hmm.
have to see it out and keep him on there. So I don't think he's gonna be a cut candidate. I
Okay.
think you should prepare yourself to see him.
Okay.
But in addition to that, of course, we got Roshan Johnson, who we talked about a lot, but kind of underachieved. He a couple years ago he was drafted. He was the backup to Bijan Robinson in Texas. And hey, Brian Poles tried to get a little fancy. He thought he saw a little something in him, but so far, he had 150 yards on 55 carries last year.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
boo.
Man, that's tough.
And those concussions too. He's
Yeah.
a hard running back, but he also took some hard shots to the head. And then there's the rookie, the 7th round pick, who we both love, Kyle
Hmm.
Monangai. And all reports out of in OTAs and mini camps so far is that he's been looking really good and impressing.
Yeah.
So maybe he's part of the reason why they weren't as aggressive as we thought for a guy like Nick Chubb. And also, that just came down the wire today, J.K. Dobbins
Yeah.
signed with the Denver Broncos. So, D Snow, looking at the running back room as it currently stands, plus we got Ian Wheeler, who was a darling for Hard Knocks last year,
Hmm.
and Travis Homer too. But D Snow, looking at the running back room currently, do you see a need? Is this a bigger need for the Bears, or is this just the fans been wanting it and
Okay.
talking about it?
Well, I want to get into a few things. The first thing I want to get into is, man, we have been coming up golden when it comes to the off season, when it comes to the coach, when it comes to some of the signings, the trades. Man, we can't win on everything, even though we want to, Bears fans. We want to get everything we want. We want our cake and eat it too, but we can't get it all. We understand this is how football is ran. You got to run the team a certain way. You got to make sure everything fits cap wise and team wise, you know. So I think on that front, we got to look at it like that. Hey, we've been really doing well. And if, you know, from what it sounds like, we did swing and try to go look at these guys, but they went in other places. Now, the other thing I want to get into, yes, J.K. Dobbins and Nick Chubb are two guys that I really like. I think would have really did well. Look really good in our locker room, especially in our running back room. But both of those guys have really had season-ending, career-ending injuries that they've come back from. You know, so
Yeah.
you know who knows if if they can continue to give you what we saw in the past. We all know with running backs. I mean, Saquon Barkley is an anomaly. Let's be honest. This dude is different, and he proved that, and
Yeah.
that's why he got the contract he just got.
But
Let's talk.
as far as the roster right now, before we get into the other guys, what we have on the roster now.
No, that's what I was going to say. So basically, I feel like this. We already saw what they did, you know, with Eric Bieniemy as a running back coach, what he has done. I mean, let's talk about his past. Let's look at the guys he's brought along. Let's look at the career, the years they've had. Let's look at Pacheco. I mean, nobody was calling out Pacheco was going to be this
You're right
all
about
round
that.
world guy. Nobody saw that. I mean, and over the years, Eric Bieniemy, the running back game has always been well wherever he's been. You know, everywhere he's been, it's been a very good thing. So I think that we can depend on that at this moment. I think bringing him in as a coach is going to change things. Hey, if Kyle can be a younger, let's call him a value Nick Chubb, then why should we go ahead and throw that money at him when we can throw that money somewhere else? And I think with what we already have, if he can bring that same aggressiveness, that same hitting hard, hitting the holes hard and fast, and the blocking. I mean, Kyle has talked a lot every time they interview him about his catching and how he didn't get to do a lot in college, but in high school he was really good at it. And so far, that's what we've seen. The kid has great hands. He catches the ball well. You don't want to catch it in your stomach. You want to catch it with your hands, and he's looking good. So I think we're okay. I really think we're okay. I think we got the speed, we got some bulliness, we got some guys that can do it. Hey, Smith can be our bully. He can be the guy if we need him to be.
Johnson.
I mean Johnson. I'm sorry. Yeah, Roquan Johnson. I'm sorry.
Their name is dangerous. It's so
Yeah,
close to
man, Roquan Smith is
Roquan Smith and Roshan
yeah,
Johnson.
yeah, it was locked in my head, but yeah, but yeah, man, I think we're okay. I think we can sit pat. I think we can relax, let these guys develop, let them go ahead, and we already got a chemistry with the guys that's already there. They bringing along the rookies. Seems like everybody's fitting well. I think we need to just go ahead and continue what we got. Unless now it is some other guys out there. I'll get into those names because it is a couple of names out there that I
Yeah.
still wouldn't mind getting a look at. But I think for now, what we have, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into some names in a little bit,
Yeah,
but right now the main focus is just as far as what we currently have. And
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not willing to jump off the ledge. I'm kind of right there with you. I like what we have. I'm willing to give DeAndre Swift another opportunity.
yeah.
This is a speed back, a guy coming off 1,000 yard season with the Eagles right before
Georgia
we signed him.
Bulldog.
Got
Georgia
some history.
Bulldog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got some history in this Ben Johnson offense.
Yeah.
And I want to see what he can do with a running back coach like Eric Bieniemy behind him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm willing to give DeAndre Swift another shot, and the rookie Kyle Manung guy. Who knows, man? It might be lightning in a bottle.
Hey.
This could be the steal of the draft if you can get
He,
a running back in the 7th round that's going to play significant snaps.
yes, sir.
So
If he can bring anything like Pacheco brings, I mean, come on, man. We're gonna be nasty next year.
and he reminds me. I said it when we
Yeah,
drafted him.
you
He
did.
reminds me a lot of Isaiah Pacheco, and to have the same running back coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the OC over there in KC at the time. He wasn't the running back coach for Pacheco, but I'm sure since that's his
Oh,
area of
oh,
expertise,
he
I'm
was in
sure
there.
he had his
Yeah.
hands on it.
Yeah, of course. I agree.
So yeah, I like the way things currently sit. There's some other names that interest me, of course, and I did like the idea of Nick Chubb and the combination there.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to see what we got. I'm willing to see what this young buck can do, and the veteran is Swift. I'm willing to give him a opportunity number 2, just to see.
Yeah.
And obviously, if they haven't jumped at one of these names, maybe they see something. But let's move ahead and let's talk a little bit about the Nick Chubb sign and how it impacts us.
Yeah.
we had all kinds of expectations that this was the guy. There was rumors that it was a NFC North team that was hot on the trail for him.
Yeah,
You know, they got us. They pulled it over our eyes and they got us, D Snow. But this was a low cost deal for the Texans. I thought that was a good deal that they got him for. I thought that was well within the Bears' budget if that was
yeah.
something that they wanted to do. But do you think, and this goes for J.K. Dobbins too, because the J.K. Dobbins news came down after all of my notes had already been written. So J.K. Dobbins was on here as a potential get. So now we have to adjust to that. But do you think one of the reasons why the Bears didn't go after these guys is because of those major injuries?
I think that's part of it. I think that's part of it because that's money that you're allocating to a position that if that guy goes down, that money could have went somewhere else. We still got that trade, that trade and signing on the table, with Cincinnati. So that's still out there. We still got some other things we're working. And I don't think it's a reason to do that if we don't have to for guys that have had major injuries. We're not just talking about sprained ankles, a broken arm. We're talking about MCL, ACL, really bad injuries that it could and these guys have not looked bad in their comebacks. But hey, for one, Chubb hasn't been back that long from his injury. J.K. looked decent last year, but he still was hurt. He still was hurt last year. So I think you don't want to continue to why bring on somebody else's problems? It's kind of like buying a car and it's got 150,000 miles on it. You basically bought it after somebody else that already got all of the good use out of it. So we want to make sure that we bringing in some solid. You like that? Oh yeah, you like that? I saw that, Jay.
You made me think about one time when I went to go buy a car, and the car that I went to go trade in, died on me right on the way to go trade it in. You brought back some memories on that one.
Hey, that 150 and up, baby. I don't care. Hey, once you get to them 100, that 100 plus, it's a different car now.
Wow, for real.
But yeah, man. Plus, like we both said, Derek Bieniemy is in the room. We haven't had a running back coach of his stature in years, if you ask me. So I think this is going to really turn the table. Plus, it's still some decent names out there that maybe we can still pull in if that's the route we're trying to go.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe those injuries probably did play a part. I'm gonna be honest with you though. If there was some semblance, some truth to them looking for a running back, which that's not confirmed. We don't know if they really
Yeah,
are looking
yeah.
for a
They
running
have
back.
never said it. Yeah,
But because that was all media speculation and rumors. But if they were or are looking at another running back, again, D Snow, I thought that price was low risk.
yeah.
The price
I
that
know.
Nick Chubb got, I thought that was low risk. I thought that was a good deal. I thought that for 1 year deal, it's worth it. But again, we don't even know if that's where their minds are at.
Hey, and I
But
think this too. Chubb might be looking for more of a feature type of situation, and that's not what he going because this is Caleb's team. Caleb is going to be the feature here. It's going to be about the
well, I
quarterback.
mean,
So he
they
might.
got C.J. Stroud. I mean,
I mean,
they
hey, but at the end of the day, we all know that division is theirs right now. They just basically made their team better. Hey, shout out to the Texans because
and
y'all just slapped the
that could
Jags
be
in the
another
face.
thing too
Yeah,
because they want he probably wanted somewhere where he guaranteed to compete
yeah,
for a championship.
yeah.
You
That's
know,
true. That's true.
that's a favorite to win a division over there.
Yeah, he's a little long in the tooth, and we just talked about the injuries, and he's had a couple. He's been hurt bad. I mean, and both his injuries was the kind where you don't want to watch the video twice
Yeah.
because it looked bad. Like so, what he's been through, I could see that. I like what you just said. I didn't think about that, and that could be the major sticking point for him. Like, man, if I'm gonna play and I'm gonna risk my body, I want to at least, if I'm gonna make the same money here and there, I want to be somewhere where at least I feel like
Yeah, the
because
quarterback has proven
because that's their
himself,
division. That's their
paired up
division
with
right
Joe
now.
Mixon, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So that could be it. But and that division is getting a little bit more interesting as we,
Oh
day
yeah,
by
Cam
day.
Ward is there now.
Yeah.
Hey, Cam Ward looking good from what it looks like. But hey, we all know how it goes. Rookies always look good in the preseason and then
Yeah,
the
I like everything I'm hearing
OTAs.
from him. Though
Yeah,
they saying that they got to kick him out the
yeah, I
practice
heard that.
facility.
And he
He
do got some
pulling
pretty
up
good
early, yeah.
receivers. He got some pretty good receivers to throw it to. But
And he's
hey,
got a quarterback. I mean, an OC for a head coach. So
yeah,
that
yeah,
helps. But enough about them. Let's get
yeah.
back to us. So if there are Or if it does come out that the Bears are interested in some running backs,
Hmm.
like you've mentioned or talked about before, there are still some possible names.
Yeah.
There's some free agents still out there, and then there's also some trade candidates. So before we get into the possible trade candidates, I want to talk about some potential free agent names that are still out there.
Okay.
Now, J.K. Dobbins, obviously, I got to cross that off the list. But another name that's got some familiarity with Ben Johnson is Jamal Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jamal Williams ran for 1,000 yards and 17 touchdowns under Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, he led the league in
Yeah. He
touchdowns.
did. He did.
This could be a strong fit for a complimentary short yardage type of guy, a goal line back. And that familiarity with his system and his bruising style might just be the perfect complement for what they're trying to do. And he's a veteran presence, although albeit a little bit goofy. If you ever see him, he almost, when he does his names when they do the interview, the starting lineups, he almost reminds you of the Key and Peele ski. Oh, Shaq, yeah, this is John grab a dog by the collar, whatever the crazy nickname, last names they be doing. He is like that. He is a weird, eccentric kind of guy, but the production you cannot deny. Jamal Williams is a name that I wouldn't mind decent.
Hey, and before you move on to the next name, I will never forget that, in our favorite show, everybody's favorite show, Hard Knocks, when they was on there. And I'll never forget that fiery moment when he was crying. It was just, hey, who wouldn't want a guy like that on their team, man? I'm just, hey, that guy, you could tell he bleeds football. And he's not a bad running back. And he did, he's not the type of guy that you get a little more out of him than you would expect. So he is that type of guy. He's not a top tier talent, but he gives you top tier production. That guy will come out and play hard for you. So I wouldn't mind looking at him. But yeah, go ahead.
You could probably get him for even less than what Chubb just got. This is a 30-year-old as well, moved around a few times. He's just trying to stick. And what better place to go than somewhere he's familiar with? You could probably get him for $2 million without the incentives.
Look, he can keep his house in Detroit.
There you go. Although you might not want to.
Yeah, you might want to grab something in Forest Park or something, Park Forest, something like that.
But some other potential names, D Snow, on the free agent market: Augusta Bus Edwards,
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson Jr., or Chase Edmonds.
Okay.
These are three names that I like. Gus Edwards, this Gus the Bus.
Yeah.
If we're looking for that bruising, physical style running back,
hey,
that could be a guy.
Another guy that got more out of that you didn't expect. I mean, he wasn't a bad guy coming out of college, but he did put up some pretty decent numbers and some nice moments for the Baltimore Ravens. So
absolutely,
we have seen some good things from him.
Absolutely, and Jeff Wilson Jr., speedster.
Yeah.
He played with San Francisco and Miami.
Injuries too with him though, right?
Injuries, yeah, and then mainly injuries, but a speedster. Okay. Now he possibly could be a little bit redundant with DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
So he's a running back that I like a lot, but probably not as much of a fit because of what we got.
There's one name I've been waiting on that you haven't said yet. I'm wondering, is it gonna come?
As far as the free agents, current free agents?
Yeah.
Give it to me. What you got?
Cam Akers, man. Cam Akers. I like Cam. I actually like Cam Akers. I think he's a decent running back.
Familiarity in the division because he was a Minnesota Viking.
And he's a nice running back. Yes, he had an injury, but that was a couple of years ago. He's been looking good since he came back. I mean, for the Rams, that kid was putting up some numbers, and he had some really good games. And, I mean, coming out of college, that's a Florida State kid that was a really good running back. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a fly on him if the price is right, especially if we can get him at that Nick Chubb money. He's younger than Jamal now,
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like I said, Chase Edmonds is another good name.
Yeah.
So there's still some guys out there in the free agent market. And now there's some guys that are potential trade targets as well. Okay. Probably better names. Although I would probably still prefer the free agent route because all you got to do is give up cash and not as much cash. And with these trades, you got to give up some type of pick or something.
And it's not like our running back room is nothing there. It's not like we're like, oh my God, we got to find a world beater. We're just trying to add a piece.
We got something.
Yeah, we're just trying to add a piece that can fit. So I think the interview part is going to be important and the money part is going to be important.
Yeah. So now, as far as potential trades, I got two names that I really like. There's been other names that I've heard, like a Breece Hall or something like that. I doubt they give up that. I doubt that happens.
That
I
would be
doubt.
nasty.
I seriously doubt that.
That would
But
be.
two possible names that could be. One of them is less likely. It's a contract dispute, but I think they'll pay him if they smart, and that's James Cook from Buffalo. You know, he's trying to get that next deal right now from Buffalo, but if they smart, they give him that money, and I don't think he gets moved.
Yeah.
But
They're in Super Bowl mode right now.
it's a big play guy,
Yeah.
you know, if he was out there. Another name that could possibly move, D Snow. Um this one could really happen. I'm talking
Okay.
about Kenneth Walker III from the Seahawks. Because the Seahawks got Zach Charbonnet, who's been looking really good, but then they also just drafted Damian Martinez out of Miami, who's another back that I like. He about 6 feet, 240 pounds,
Oof.
bruiser. But that might make Kenneth Walker a little bit expendable, D Snow.
Walker's a nice back.
Walker is a nice back.
He's a nice
I
back.
don't know what you'd have to give up for him, but would you be interested in making a move for Walker? And ladies
Hey.
and gentlemen, that goes for y'all too. I want to hear about it in the
Yeah.
comments.
Hey, they just cleaned house over there. So I mean, it could be something really. It could, be a lot more than just noise there. I mean, because he's probably the only thing left on that offense from last year. They got rid of both wide receivers, the quarterback. He the only one left. So I
For
mean,
real.
that could be something. And he's a productive back. Strong guy. I love his energy. And I mean, for a Seahawks team that was mid grade, I mean, he really carried them some games when they couldn't get the passing game going. So hey, I would like to take a look at him. I didn't even know that was an option out there, but you got your ear to the streets, so that's how you be knowing that extra
Yeah,
stuff. You
yeah.
heard?
I'm hearing that pavement move. Wait a minute, there's some vibrations this way. There's some vibrations over here. But yeah, Kenneth Walker is a potential name that I really could see on the move.
Okay.
It would be the best thing for his career to be moved, honestly. I just don't know if we want to give up anything.
Okay.
I think out of the names that I've mentioned, if we go that route, my favorite might be Jamal Williams just because of the familiarity with Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
I like Joe Call too with Cam Akers. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's had some injury concerns
Yeah.
as well.
He had injuries before, like in the first year or two of his career.
Yeah. But yeah, so some just ladies and gentlemen, some questions that I got for y'all, and I would love to hear y'all responses down in the
Yeah.
comments from what we talked about so far. Do the Bears currently need another running back with the way the room is currently set up? If they do, what kind of running back do you think they need that could thrive in this Ben Johnson offense? And how big do you think it was missing out on Nick Chubb and J.K. Dobbins? I
Yeah.
want to hear from you guys and what you guys thoughts on the way this is going down and the way this team is shaping up. But before we get out of here, D Snow, I just want to mention that more OTAs. The last batch of OTAs has started back up. This was mainly the rookies out there, but we do have Caleb and Rome showed up in attendance with the young fellas. Any thoughts on where it's going down right now, D Snow?
What I'm loving and what I'm hearing is that connection between Rome and Caleb is looking solid. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that he's looking for him.
Rome is turning heads.
Rome is turning heads out there, man. So he's looking to take that next step, like we talked about, and that we were hoping that he would do because he was drafted high. That's a top 10 pick. We traded for that pick to
But you
bring
know
him
what?
in.
You know what, D Snow?
What?
Rome wasn't built in a day. You see what I did there?
You got him. You got him. I rolled it out there, and you hit right over the fence, baby.
That was an alley-oop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chris Paul to Blake Griffin. But but no, man. Seriously, like I'm loving that. I'm loving what I'm seeing from those two because that's going to be important for those two to take that next step up, and then for the rest of the team to see that. So I'm excited to see, everybody's looking happy, like they're having fun, like they want to be here, and this is what you want to see out of your team, man. So I'm happy. I know you are, man.
Of course. I'm definitely happy. And then one other note on the way out: Green Bay Packers. This division is getting closer and closer to getting winnable, D Snow.
Right.
You know, when we gave our predictions, it was kind of a jokingly thing. You know, It was right off the fresh top of the dome. And, oh yeah, they can win. But with Ragnow retiring and now Jair Alexander getting released, You saw my man Luther Burden with that tweet. Uh-oh.
Hey, and I got a question for you.
What you
If the
got?
if the price is right, do you take a fly on Zaire?
Ooh, that's tough. Because
Hey, just like how they took what's the name
Zaire
from
was the
us?
most expensive cornerback in the league just a
Yeah,
couple years ago.
yeah, he gonna want some
So
bread.
he gonna want a little bit more than what we
Yeah,
can.
yeah. We ain't offering that because we got to pay our young guys. We ain't gonna get
We
that to
got,
an
oh
older guy.
yeah. So I don't know
Okay.
if the price is right. Yeah, but I don't know if the price is right.
Okay.
I'm willing to give Tyreek Stevenson a second chance and see what he got.
Okay.
If Tyreek Stevenson looks good, our secondary is a problem
Yeah,
for
he can be
everybody.
Zaire for us. Yeah.
I mean, we got Jalen Johnson. He is Zaire. He is the top. He is a top tier guy.
No doubt
You know
about
what
it.
I'm saying? We got our Zaire already in
I agree.
Jalen,
For sure. For
and
sure.
yeah, with Kyler Gordon, and I think this is going to be a big year from Brisker because he's trying to get paid as well.
And he a Brisker, so we
He's
know
a Brisker,
we know
but
he
him
finna
and him
show
and
up.
Kyler Gordon got drafted in the same draft in the same round. So
Wow.
you know that he's got to feel some kind of way to see his partner get signed, and he's still waiting.
Yeah,
So
trying to get that
yeah,
money. And you know
absolutely,
what's crazy is I'm finna predict it right now. If he comes out and balls out, he'll get that contract before the year's out.
he will. He will.
It's just gonna pop up out the blue. Brisker resigns for you know what I'm saying? Because you want to get ahead of the game. You don't want to wait and all of a sudden he have one of the best years of his career, and now all of a sudden you got to pay him too much. And the Bears have proven that they are not gonna wait. They're gonna do what they got to do to get out the way of that landslide. So
Yeah, they've been good about paying up before the price tag goes up. So
yeah,
yeah, I trust Poles will hold that down. Brisker and Gordon, those his first two ever draft picks. So
yeah.
I
Y'all
expect
do
him to
y'all
show some
thing.
love.
Y'all gonna get paid. Y'all gonna stay right here with us in the shop. Let's get
No
it,
doubt, no doubt. So D Snow, you got anything else for the peoples before we go get on about it, yeah?
man. It looks like when we play the Pittsburgh Steelers, that bad man will be in the building. Aaron Rodgers has signed. He showed up and he is in camp with that black and gold on. And I got one more prediction.
What you
When we
got?
play the Steelers, we're gonna injure him. He's gonna be out for the season. Let's go. I'm putting it out there in the
Hey,
atmosphere right now. If he gonna make it,
we got history taking out former Green Bay quarterbacks.
we do.
So
I'm putting it out there right now. We got to get our get back for him. Oh, I own you and all of that. It's time to get our get back.
honestly, I don't even want to hurt him. I want to embarrass him. I want him to be out there for the whole game and to catch this ass whooping without any excuses.
No, you hit him one good time. It ain't the
You ain't
same.
lying. You
No,
ain't wrong.
but yeah, man. Aaron Rodgers is back for another season, so we will see him. The Bears will have to play against Aaron Rodgers again, so that's gonna be a great game. And hey, the NFL people better figure out a way to make sure that's a primetime game. I know it's gonna be. I know
Facts.
they're not gonna drop the ball on that. Steelers, Bears,
I
Aaron
forgot
Rodgers.
what week that is, if that's flex worthy or not. But
Cause oh yeah, that is true. I forgot about that. That's the thing you always see. I forgot you be teaching D Snow some things, and I gotta remember to lock it in. All right, so yep, we good. That's flex worthy, baby. So we don't play the Steelers until we play the
is it
Steelers.
October?
Dang, what is
October,
it?
November?
Commanders,
Somewhere
Vikings.
around there.
November.
November. Okay.
November. So yeah, we need that. It's gonna be cold. Ooh, that's the Thanksgiving game. Oh, that's the Thanksgiving game. I'm tripping. Ooh.
Oh, really? Black Friday. We play Black Friday this year, don't we?
It's up November 23rd, bro. They're saying it's gonna be the
Well, that's
23rd or the
prime
25th.
time in.
No, they said the 23rd or the 25th. So it's gonna be a primetime game no matter what.
Yeah, because I think we got the Black Friday game on Amazon this year.
I just felt something in my bosom. This game is gonna be big, and I'm gonna be wow. This is gonna be crazy, and all
D Snow
eyes is
felt
gonna
that
be
in
on
the
this
bosom,
game.
y'all.
I
He
felt
felt
that
that
in
in
my
the bosom.
bosom. Hey, that game is gonna be big, man. I can't. Hey, and at that point, both teams should be on their way towards the playoffs if things go the way both teams want it to go. So, so there's no love for Aaron Rodgers. Like fam say, we don't want to hurt you, but we do want to make you, eat them
Oh
words.
yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna make you forget that you ever had said something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. But ladies and gentlemen, from us here at CHI Go Bears, as always, is bear down. We appreciate y'all, ladies and gentlemen. We love y'all, and we're holler. Uh oh.
The
Peace.
dog on that shit again.
No, that was me swinging my arms, and I thought I pulled my cord out for a second. I
Hey, y'all
can't
stay
blame the
real
dog.
out there.
Speaking of which, the dog, he mad at me. He been scratching his face up, so I put one of them cones on him. So now he looking at me like, really? Why you do me like that?
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, because a
It's for the
dog
greater
gonna be a
good.
dog.
It's
I
for
ain't
the
nothing but
greater
a
good.
dog, but a mutt. All right, y'all be
Yes,
easy out
sir.
there.
Peace.